Money. Universities deal with it and how to allocate it between athletics and academics every day. While the top programs have the ability to bring in millions of dollars every year through athletics, academics are ultimately the goal of all higher education institutions. So what do they do with that? We went ahead and interviewed Dave Gruby, a former Division I athlete at the University of Southern Alabama and now the athletic director at Cornerstone University, which recently built a brand new $5 million baseball stadium.
Well, what I think is appropriate is what works for every institution, the mission of the institution, the values of the institution, what they're using athletics for. And I think that anything that an institution does in investing finances into a particular area helps the institution overall, whether it's music, athletics, whether it's in the sciences, whatever it is.
Students are also an important voice on this topic, as it's a lot of their money that goes towards athletics and academics.
A lot of people think athletics will take the forefront of the school, but if you look at schools like Michigan State, Michigan, Ohio State, Stanford, they have great athletic programs. On top of it, most of the schools reach the top 10 in some sort of study.
You bring more exposure to the school, but at the same time, I feel like that money, percentages of that money should go back to academics, just because not everybody's going to be a pro athlete, so you need to build up the academic programs.
Athletes deserve that money because they do bring attention to the school, and their schedules are a lot harder between practice and games, so it's fair, but at the same time, you come to graduate and get a degree in something and not sports, so I think a little more money should go towards academics.
I think colleges put the right amount of money into athletics because it brings in a wide variety of students to the university.
We had the opportunity to talk to Coach Pete Millar, who is the assistant baseball coach at Cornerstone University.
Of our big-time college athletics, sort of like the Power 5 conferences, with operating budgets of upwards of 70, 80 million, sometimes 110, 120 million. I think if you are one of those schools, that you should not have subsidies from the student body, especially in your smaller schools, D3, NAIA, even D2, building that on-campus field, entire coaching staff, grad assistants, etc. Once that whole cost is taken into account, it still generates about $1.5 to $1.75 million annually for the university, just in more students, and the tuition that will come from that. So I just think in some circumstances you'd actually help bring in more money for education for the institution by spending more on it.
While some donations come to universities and colleges with a specific purpose for athletic or academic projects, a lot of these funds have to be evaluated on a case-by-case basis, and those who have to make those decisions are not in an enviable position. From Cornerstone University, I'm Nate Vanderwall.